Hey, hello, welcome to Beyond the Body by Atletica, episode 2. Today we'll be joined by Elena. If I'm able to get her on. Yes! Lo logramos, lo logramos. Lo
Problemas
logramos.
técnicos.
Problemas técnicos tenía que haber, pero it's okay porque ahora con más intención todavía estamos aquí presentes. Bienvenida, guapa. Es
Gracias.
súper guapa.
Gracias tú también.
Ya, gracias. Ok, súper contenta. Voy a hacer una pequeña introducción para que la gente que está escuchando pues sepan de lo que vamos a hablar hoy. Y lo voy a decir en inglés y en español. So, for all of those who don't know, I actually speak Spanish, English, French, English, and Portuguese, and Italian. I think I said that already. But I actually coach people in all of these languages, and Elena happens to be from Spain, and we did most of her coaching in Spanish. And so I'm really happy to actually welcome one of my Spanish speaking clients today and to share her journey. We're going to be discussing gym confidence, how having structure and guidance and support can actually allow you to overcome doubt and uncertainty in the gym, and to just talk about her journey because I'm really proud of her. She's a little gym rat, muscle mommy now, and I'm really excited to have this interview today. So, bienvenida, Elena.
Gracias.
Sí, gracias por estar aquí hoy. Y bueno, quería empezar con, pues, para que hables un poco de ti, que te presentes y nos cuentes más o menos por qué inicialmente viniste a mí, qué fue lo que te motivó para tomar este paso y cuál era tu experiencia antes de venir a Atlética.
Ujú. Pues yo llevaba yendo al gym como creo que un año más o menos antes de empezar contigo y sí que tenía un workout y un plan, pero sentía como que tenía muchas dudas en algunos ejercicios. Yo soy un poco como perfeccionista también, entonces siempre tenía como dudas de creo que no estoy haciendo la técnica correcta, entonces también como por otro lado como hobby me gusta bailar, no lo hago como de forma profesional, pero sí que es algo que a mí me aporta mucho. Me daba mucho miedo lesionarme en el gym. Entonces también creo que igual no me, como no hacía el peso suficiente, igual no me ponía tan al límite porque no sabía si estaba haciendo la técnica correcta y no me quería hacer daño. Y creo que fue un poco como este verano, ¿no? Que empezamos, creo que
Sí,
sí.
sí.
Cuando volví de vacaciones, que fue como, vale, ok, además necesitaba como una rutina un poco más establecida, como que no tenía mucha constancia. Y bueno, fue por mi amiga Clara, amiga en común, que yo siempre le decía, wow, es que yo le veía como todo el cambio en ella, pero además ella me había dicho como que tenía dolores de espalda, que se la habían mejorado mucho y siempre me hablaba de ti y digo, pues ya está, voy a
Dale.
probar.
Yay, y qué felicidad, las quiero a las dos tanto. Em, pero bueno, sí, de eso quería hablar hoy justamente, porque no es necesariamente que tú no tenías ninguna experiencia en el gym, ni que, pero sí cuando viniste a mí me dijiste que querías sentirte en confianza cuando hacías los movimientos para poder ir más allá de los límites, de tus límites percibidos, de lo que tú sabes, tú me decías, yo quiero ser más fuerte, quiero sentirme más fuerte, quiero tener más masa muscular y quiero también que mis ejercicios estén adaptados a mi rutina, o sea, tu baile, todo lo que a ti te gusta, también trabajas, eres una persona creativa que trabaja sentada y entonces eso también afecta la postura y todo, pero lo que a mí me encantó de tu trayectoria es que fuiste capaz de you were able to overcome your fear in the gym,
Ya.
okay? Lograste, ¿cómo se dice? You were able to overcome that obstacle, okay? So, te voy a preguntar en inglés.
¿Se me escucha? Creo que se me han desconectado los
Yo
auriculares.
sí te oigo, yo te
Vale.
oigo. Ok. ¿Qué fue lo que para ti, qué fue lo que te ayudó, sobre todo, a sentirte más en confianza con los movimientos? ¿Qué fue lo que hizo que, porque al principio cuando hacías, por ejemplo, el chest press o tenías toda la motivación y la determinación necesaria para ir al gimnasio, pero a veces me escribías y me decías, Laura, no lo siento donde debería sentirlo, siento que no estoy trabajando los músculos adecuados y bueno, y poco a poco me ibas diciendo, no, Laura, esta vez yo creo que ya sí lo siento más. ¿Qué fue lo que cambió entre cuando empezaste y ahora en dónde estás?
Te contesto en inglés si quieres.
Sí, dale.
Um, I think it was just like first I needed some time to kind of get used to the movements and keep like trying. Like um, also it was so cool. Like when I was struggling with some exercises, I was just in the notes on the app. I was just writing. I feel like I was venting, but like I was writing down like this exercise. I don't feel it when I but it was so cool because I had like feedback from you like the day after, like, or can you record yourself? And then you were able to kind of tell me like, okay, try to push with your feet or whatever. So it was like a process, like, and at the end I was like, okay, like you get to understand yourself how you have to work your body. And that was like a huge like change for
Change.
me. Yeah, so again, like I think that the first days when you're trying something new, especially if you're like me, for me I get like frustrated very fast because I feel like, okay, I am not feeling what I have I should be feeling. I think it's easy to get frustrated, but it was just like trust the process, you know. I
Yes,
that was it. Yeah, when
exactly.
you actually you get one day, okay, yeah, I'm actually feeling like the chest or whatever,
Yes,
you feel really like,
yes,
you know, because it's like,
yes. Yeah, you felt proud and
yeah,
you felt, I remember when you told me, like, you're like, oh my gosh, I finally figured it out, you know? And
yeah.
you were patient and you listened and you trusted the process. Like you said, it's consistency and trusting the process and sticking to the same exercises and progressing through it and understanding your own body, okay? So obviamente, lo que tu objetivo inicial era, quiero sentir confianza cuando estoy haciendo los ejercicios y quiero conectar más con mi cuerpo, que eso es algo súper fundamental e importante, es que tú conectes con tu cuerpo y que entiendas tu cuerpo y que entiendas tus límites. Y ya, obviamente sabemos que aún hay unos ejercicios que tenemos que adaptar. Por ejemplo, hay unos ejercicios de glúteos que estamos tratando de como encontrar la postura que te convenga a ti. Y yo creo que eso también fue algo importante en el perfeccionismo, que es darte cuenta de que no todo tiene que estar hecho de cierta forma, sino que
Mhm.
tienes que tener esa paciencia con tu cuerpo y permitirle a tu cuerpo de llegar a ese punto y de aprender a hacer esos ejercicios correctamente y que cuando lo logres es tanta gratificación, es como, oh my gosh, I didn't give up, I kept going, and now I can actually crush this exercise, you know? And I was super excited. If you can tell me, what was your favorite exercise that you felt like you were able to, like, that you were able to manipulate and become a lot stronger, you
Uh,
know? Yes, consistently.
that's a good question. I think, I mean, the chest press for me is like it was the hardest one at the beginning. I couldn't really like I felt it a lot on my arms,
In your arms, yeah.
and it was really hard to get to like,
Connect.
yeah. So even like I'm not doing a lot of weight, for me it's like a big achievement because that doesn't matter. Like I actually feel it here, so that's
Yes. Mhm.
yeah. And then also I think the leg press.
Yes.
Yeah, I was able to do that exercise and I was feeling it on my legs. But then when actually like you saw the video and you told me like, okay, try to do it slower, like, you know, like
Gonna go deeper.
deeper. And then it was like, okay, now I have to remove some weight from here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that was amazing. And honestly, I was so proud. That video, when we compare the first video you sent me of the leg press
Hmm.
versus the last video you sent me of the leg press, it's like day and night. You're a completely different person, you know? Because in the first video, you can see and you can feel that there's a little bit of resistance or fear
Yeah.
or kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should push myself. And in the last video,
Hmm.
you're locked in. You're es Elena contra el peso, you know, there's nothing, no hay nada que te está, you know. So, la verdad, me encantó verte progresar. Esos dos ejercicios en particular, porque se notó tanto el cambio en tu confianza y el hecho de que yo sé que ahora, cuando haces ese ejercicio, puedes, como dije, ir más allá de tus límites, right? Eso es lo que hace que uno ya después pueda progresar y volverse más fuerte, pero mucha gente, a lot of people undermine that first phase where you're just starting to understand and become aware and just learn. And it's okay to be learning. It's okay to show up to the gym and not know what you're doing. Like it's totally okay. You know what I mean? And I remember there's one thing you said to me that made me so happy. And when you went to Spain, you told me before you went to Spain, you said, Laura, I'm gonna need an adapted program so that I can do it at home because I'm not gonna feel comfortable going to the gym in Spain. I don't want to be in like that new space, whatever. And then you messaged me a few weeks later and you're like, you know what? Forget it. I actually don't need you to send it to me. I'm so ready to go to the gym. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So
That
what
was,
happened? What happened?
I don't know. I was just like, I was every time, like, I go to Spain usually 2 times a year to visit my family. So it's not like I'm visiting everywhere. So I have the time to work out. But I feel always like it's a new gym, new machines. Like, even if the machines are kind of the same, they are a bit different. So
Mm-hmm.
always that anxiety. And then I don't know, like this last time I just found one and I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna show up and like see what happens. And I think that also it goes all like I became more confident at the space itself at the gym. So I realized like nobody's really judging you, like, and even if you don't know how to use a specific machine, you can just ask and there is no shame on it. But before I would have been like so like shy.
Nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was like that. Once I went, once it was done. It was like, okay, now I
Yeah.
just, and then yeah. So now I know I already like I can go again.
Yeah, and you can go to any gym, and that for me, uh, no sabes la alegría que me da, la ilusión que me hace que me digas eso, porque la verdad, cuando cuando tú me dijiste que querías el programa adaptado, obviamente yo lo que quiero es que tú te sientas bien y que te puedas entrenar, pero solo el hecho de que después me escribiste y me dijiste, no, Laura, I'm a gym rat. Like I can go to any gym and I'm gonna be able to take over. Like that is what people don't realize, like the importance of having a program that you trust. Oh, hi Leslie. Yes, girl. Yes, you do need to get back in the game. We're here. But Leslie también es otra latina en Nueva York que, todas, all my Latinas unite, all my gym girls. Pero lo importante es tener una estructura que tú puedas confiar en esa estructura, que tú conozcas esos ejercicios, eso tú lo puedes llevar a cualquier lugar. Y lo que llevas dentro, la confianza, it's you. Your body, you trust, the second that you trust your body and that you stop caring what other people think at the gym. And I remember when we were doing a training together, the first time we did a training at the gym, you were like, is it weird that I'm like talking to you on the phone? And you were like, is it weird that
I was
there's
so shy. Like I was like just with the phone like this. I felt like I was like an influencer or
yeah.
something.
Yeah. And you're like, and I was like, no, it's fine. Like people see that and they actually have admiration for you. Because, and if somebody's criticizing it, that's something that I tell a lot of people. If someone is looking at you and they're judging you, they are the problem. They
Yeah,
have an insecurity. Every time I see someone at the gym and they're starting, and I'm sure you feel the same way now, right? Pero ahora cuando ves a una persona en el gimnasio que se está entrenando por primera vez y los ves y ves que no saben lo que hacen, es como que, you're like,
yeah,
yes, you got this, don't give up, like you can
yeah,
do it, right?
yeah. Sí, no sé, creo que tenemos como la visión de que la gente está como pendiente de lo que haces, pero al final nadie, realmente cada uno está a lo suyo, ¿no?
Sí, ya, ya.
Sí,
Y más nos enfocamos en nosotros, más se vuelve una rutina terapéutica. Para
sí,
mí es una experiencia, it's like a therapeutic experience, and you connect more to yourself y uno deja de como que el mundo desvanece un poquito y es como que estoy yo aquí. Por eso te digo que en ese ejercicio, en el leg press, cuando yo te veo haciendo este ejercicio, yo sé que lo único que estás pensando es, I need to push this weight. You know? It's like, I don't care who's watching. I don't care what's happening. I'm going to make this happen. Y para mí eso es, that for me that's the most beautiful part of this process, you know, to be able to witness that, pero también que ya después las llamadas que hicimos en el gimnasio, tú estabas súper lista, me decías, no problem, y hablabas con la gente, le preguntabas, terminaste con esta máquina, estás haciendo esto, yo te veía como tan libre en ese medio ambiente, como en ese, you know, in that environment, it made such a big difference to your performance overall.
yeah. There
Yes.
also a big change because for me, like also one of the struggles was like consistency. Like I
Yes.
a fixed schedule, like so I was like, well, yeah, I'm trying to go times a week, but I don't know when. And I think part of that was like I was avoiding to go to the gym during peak hours. So that was limiting a lot, like the time that I could go to the gym, because it was either at the end of the day and then I will go to sleep very late and then the next day I'm gonna be tired, or it had to be like in the morning, but usually I'm working, so I cannot go. So that was like kind of limiting a lot. And then when I started to feel a bit more comfortable, I just didn't care. Like I was like, okay, if the perfect time is when I come back from work and it's like 5:30 or 6, it's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for some machines, but like that's not a real problem. So that helped a lot as well. Like
Yeah.
kind of build this stability, like
Yes, having structure. And that's a really amazing point that you bring up. But yeah, you know, like you stopped thinking about everybody else and you
Mhm.
started thinking about yourself. And obviously, like having, you know, like being able to talk to us and seeing like, okay, Elena, when do you work? When do you meal prep? When do you cook? When do you sleep? When do you go to dance? When do you go to choir? Because you know, Elena is a very ambitious woman,
Yeah,
okay? She's a
that's
very talented and ambitious woman with a lot of passions in her life. And a lot of us are like that, you know? We're all complex individuals. And I think we forget and we see someone else's life and we think, oh, that's how I have to do things, right? But the best structure is the best structure for you. So the second that you stop thinking about everybody else and what everybody else is thinking, you were like, well, when is the best time for me to go to the gym? Forget who's there and when am I going to be able to feel strong, feel rested, feel like I did a good workout. Y obviamente lo lograste, right? And we were able to, you know, help you and be like, okay, when do you eat? What's your structure like? And I think awareness and just becoming aware of
yeah.
all the different things in your life, it makes a big difference when it comes to consistency and showing up. You have to be honest with yourself and realistic, you know?
I don't know if you remember when we started and you were doing the first phase of the plan that I told you like, yeah, yeah, 4 days, 4 days, I can do 4 days. And I was at that point where I didn't have any like stability.
Structure, yeah.
So you did the workout of 4 days, and then it happened that the last day I was going.
Never did it, yeah.
Yes, it was during the weekend, and then in the weekends, like I don't have a fixed schedule, and but that was cool because I kind of got to like learn about myself. Okay, this is not realistic. Like let's try to do three, but like very like intentional workouts. And now that like I've been doing 3 days and I built this kind of stability is when I told you like, okay, I think now I'm ready to like do more. So, like I need to build kind of that base before, right?
Yes, yes. I love this. I love this point. It's such a good point. And I always tell people, I recently told someone, I said, it's okay if the only thing that makes sense for you is to work out once a week. If
Mhm.
you can consistently work out once a week for 12 weeks, then
Yeah.
you know that you can realistically add to that routine because you have proved to yourself that you can continuously show up with that structure, right? And I remember when we were first talking, I told you, I was like, are you sure you want to do 4 days? That's a lot. It's a lot. And you were like, yeah, 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 I'm ready. I'm doing 4 days. And obviously I want to listen to you guys, right? I'm going to do what you asked for. But it always happens like this. Everybody starts off with so much ambition, and then they're like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being realistic and showing up the way that I can show up for myself right now.
Yeah.
And like you said, being consistent, being intentional, and showing up those times that you could, that was the evidence that you needed to show yourself that you could do it, that you could sustainably keep this routine in your life. And now, as of the last month, we have 4 days,
Yeah.
4 day program. She wanted longer workouts. She wanted more exercises, more challenging exercises, and you're working out 4 days a week, which is amazing and incredible for progress, for getting stronger. But like what people need to understand is that the thing that makes the biggest difference is actually consistency. Is
Yeah.
actually just showing up and doing it over and over again. Because life gets busy. So if all of a sudden life gets busy, you know that when your life is busy, you can sustainably do 3 days and you're not going to feel bad about it because you know that you can make progress as long as you're doing it intentionally, right? And then when you're feeling a little bit more ambitious, you can add a fourth day and it's great. So, um, we pretty much covered most of the questions that I had for you, but how would you describe Elena from the beginning of this journey with Elena of today?
Um, I don't know. I think that it's mostly like confidence overall, but especially like talking about like the moment when I go to the gym or like thinking on going to the gym as well. In terms of the body, I feel much more like I feel stronger. It's not like I was not, for me, it was not the main goal
No,
on a big change, but like
no.
I want to feel like stronger. I want to feel like better balance, better control of my body. So that's amazing. Like the change is just it's amazing. Um, yeah. So I would say that.
Yes. You're
Yeah.
more connected,
Yeah.
Elena, a more confident Elena, and you trust your body more than you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. And it's true. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is that not everybody who comes to us wants a full body transformation. Some
Hmm.
people just want to feel strong and healthy and they want to be more connected to their body and they want to learn how to breathe. They want to be more stable. They want better balance, more mobility, more strength. So goals aren't always aesthetic. It also has a lot to do with just how
Yeah.
you feel. And it's funny because we will inevitably feel more confident about our aesthetic if we know that we're taking care of it,
Yeah.
right? So even if there isn't like a huge difference, you're like, I love this body because this body does amazing things.
Mhm.
¿Verdad? So that I love absolutely. I'm gonna answer some of the questions that are in. Si quieres, no sé si ves lo que está escribiendo la gente,
No.
¿no? Tenemos, tenemos a Leslie que nos envió unas preguntas, ¿ok? Y ella dice que ella se quiere entrenar, que quiere ser más consistente en el gimnasio, pero ella dice que la estructura le cuesta mucho y quiere saber cómo hiciste para ir al gimnasio consistente. Like, how did you do it? How did you become consistent in the gym? What was the thing that really helped?
Ah, ¿contesto en español o
En
en...?
el idioma que quieras, en lo que quieras.
Creo que yo tuve que sentarme y hacerme un calendario de la semana, porque, claro, yo tengo la opción de trabajar desde casa o en la oficina, entonces también eso variaba un poco. Y tuve que sentarme y decir, ok, los lunes, los miércoles, whatever days, those days I'm going to the gym. And then I kind of try to plan my schedule around and like, okay, this day is gonna be at the end of the day, or this day is gonna be at peak hour. So like I kind of mentally prepare myself like the day before. I know that the day after I'm going to the gym, and
Yeah.
I'm like I'm prepared.
And you know, so that was for me like try to like have a structure like on my like a written schedule with like
Mm-hmm.
days I'm going if something happened, because something can happen, like you know, like I still have margin to do it like the next day or something.
Yeah.
It was just that for me, like I
So
guess.
would you say, sorry, would you say, because obviously I know this, right? Because we work with your schedule, and like in the program we added like the days of the week that you would realistically be doing your workouts, and you would say, okay, Laura, actually I'm not able to do my workouts on Fridays. I realized this, that I'm more likely to do it on these days, whatever. So we had them all set up in the days of the week and set up so that the days that were maybe the most challenging were placed in a day that made the most sense for you too. Like the
Yeah,
longer days, the longer workouts on days where you had more time, the shorter workouts on days where you had less time, but that you could go maybe at lunchtime or something, right? So creating a realistic schedule for yourself. But would you say that above everything, what got you to the gym was your discipline?
I mean, yeah, of course, of course.
Right?
If not, if there's no discipline, there is nothing, you know, like. But
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, but for me, like I needed to kind of, I think that's
To
what
become aware.
yeah, and that was one of my struggles when I started talking to you. Like I was like, okay, I don't know. You ask me how is your normal day, and I was like,
You're like, my day? You're like, I have so many things. And
yeah,
you're like, my days are different all the time. And
yeah,
I was, yeah. So I'm really happy, honestly, that we did this journey, seeing you grow, seeing you become more confident in the gym, seeing you become just knowing that you love being in the gym and that the gym is a safe space for you where you can push yourself and feel stronger. Like that is our ultimate goal here is to make sure that you have the tools to become independent, because now I don't talk to you as often, right? We only talk every 6 weeks. I check in on you once in a while to see how things are going. You're on your own. You're your own woman in the gym. You know what you're doing. And then once in a while, we go in, we fix a few things, we tweak a few things here and there, but you're in charge. You take care of what's happening, and you know that you have to progress. You know the rules. You understand what it takes to get stronger. And yeah, and so obviously, Leslie, it's okay. We can do it on FaceTime, but or Zoom. She's like, I wish you were in New York City, and I'm like, I don't have to be in New York City. Ask Elena. So, okay, that's my other question. How do you feel about the fact that most of our coaching was online? Because we did one in-person session together where we worked on your core and your breathing and your form and your body awareness. But how did you feel about the online aspect of coaching and me coaching you through the phone when you were at the gym?
I think it was surprisingly good. Like I was like so like anxious about the whole thing, but it was really good. Like it's really not that complicated. Like you just need to place your phone somewhere where and have.
I can see you.
Yeah, and like to be honest, like I think it was helpful because when we did the first session that was in person, we focused more like on breathing and like you did an assessment also on mobility and all those things. So for the exercise, it was cool that we actually did it at my gym because those are the machines that I'm gonna use and that's the space I'm gonna use. So that was, I think it was really helpful, and you were able to correct me like in the spot, so
Hmm. Yeah, so I was able to be with you.
yeah.
It's like I'm in your head, but but I'm watching you at the same time. And so it's like instant feedback that we're giving each other. And I think a lot of people get really anxious about the online aspect because they feel like maybe I won't be able to guide you, that coaches won't be able to guide you in the way that, will help you understand the movement. But if a coach is good at their job,
Hmm. Yeah,
they're going to learn how you understand information, right?
yeah.
So if you're a visual person, then we're going to take the time for me to do demonstrations, have you do the exercise again, look at it. If you're an auditory person, so it really makes a difference when a coach takes the time to understand you. And for you, I feel like we figured out the perfect way to get you to understand the exercises and the cues and all of the indications that I was giving you. And you did an amazing job. And you were super cooperative and you were super excited when you'd be like, oh my God, I feel it. You're like, yes. And we celebrate together because your achievements are my achievements. Obviously, I take some ownership there, and I have a lot of fun watching you get excited and succeed and overcome different obstacles. And it almost feels like I'm doing it with you. So
Mhm.
that was a really beautiful experience. I had so much fun, and I'm so happy to have you as part of the community. I'm so happy to have you as on the app. Every time I get a notification, I get excited that Elena just logged a workout. I always read the notes that you guys leave in the workouts. So that's also really nice. And you've always been very, like you said, I felt like I was venting, but I never felt like you were venting. I always feel like you're expressing yourself and you're talking to me, and it allows me to get to know you better, and it allows me to guide you better. And it's so necessary to be able to have that communication. And so I'm very grateful that you were always very communicative. It's something that I value so much. Okay. And I'm just so happy that I was able to be your coach. And so now that you've done this experience, right? Because we're coming to the end of our little call today. But now that we've done this experience together, how do you see yourself moving forward with movement and the gym?
I think just keep doing what I'm doing and like try to keep pushing myself, like just getting better. Like as we said, like I already wanted to do more, so that's cool. But also because I kind of have the energy now to do more, which is new to me as well.
That's
So
amazing.
I think that also, like I also became more aware of what I'm eating, and that also made a change. We don't talk about
Yes.
like I feel more energized as well. So
Yes.
just keep going. Like
Yes. Just keep
that's
going.
the goal.
Exactly.
Keep,
Yes.
yeah.
Keep
That's
showing up.
really tough.
Yeah, that's perfect. And yeah, obviously I would have loved to talk more about your journey with your nutrition and stuff like that, because we also had Vivan, who was a part of your journey, and Stesia, who was part of your journey. And we have a team of people that work with me. It's not just me. I'm very blessed to have a team that works really hard to make sure that everyone is reaching their goals. But yeah, it's just about continuing. This is a lifelong journey, right? So the fact that you have more energy, that you feel more confident, that you can show up for yourself, that you look amazing, muy guapa,
Thank
and muy fuerte. La verdad ha sido un honor, me encantó ser tu coach, y obviamente as long as this journey goes, I'm always going to be here for you. And I'm
you.
very happy. And I'm happy that, we're friends now too. And, I hope to see you soon. It's hard when everyone's really busy, but,
Yeah.
it's nice to know that, we create like real connection. And I'm really proud of you. And I'm very excited for you. So,
Uh,
yeah. So thank you for being here today. And
thank
oh, one thing I wanted to say is so about the nutrition, quick. One of the things that you mentioned to me, one of the first things we spoke about was when you had you switched one thing in your breakfast, right? You switched one thing and you wrote to me, Laura, I have so much more energy. You
yeah.
made one change. So for everybody watching this, you don't have to change your whole life completely upside down one day from the next. You can make one small change and it's going to make a difference in your life. So take advice from Elena. Okay, this is a beautiful story, a beautiful example, and I'm sure a lot of people inspired. I know Leslie was inspired today. I'm really happy that you were here, Leslie. Y bueno, y la próxima vez nos vemos dentro. I don't know. I don't think this is the last time. I think we're gonna talk again soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an episode, another episode with Elena in the future.
Oh, cool.
Y y bueno, yo estoy muy orgullosa de ti de haberlo hecho todo, pues casi todo en inglés, ¿ah? Para que veas.
Ah, sí.
Bueno.
Es extraño, es raro para mí hablar contigo en inglés.
Sí, no, lo sé, pero es que es como hablar contigo en inglés, pero estamos hablando con la gente también,
Yeah.
los que están escuchando, y me alegro mucho que pudimos hacerlo en inglés y en español y demostrarle a la gente que, bueno, que aquí tenemos una comunidad súper chévere.
Ujú, sí.
Pero bueno, gracias, Elena. Que tengas una
Gracias.
linda tarde y we'll see you guys for episode 3. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye, Leslie. Ciao.